What if I told you Betty Dad is secretly Dani? I know it sounds crazy, but if you connect all the dots, it starts to look less like a coincidence and more of a master plan. And the reason why Dani did this is shocking. This is the how Dani trolled the internet theory. So let's get into it. Let's start with who we're talking about. First, if you somehow don't know who Dani is, he's the most famous indie game developer YouTuber of all time, who's known for making Carlson and Mug. About 3 years ago, he disappeared from making YouTube videos, never to be seen on YouTube again. And then there's Betty Dad, the new mysterious indie game developer that dropped from nowhere, who also has the same chaotic humor and editing style as Dani, and also made Megabonk. You might be wondering how these two connect. So I'll show you with a bunch of evidence. Number 1, they're both colorblind. Dani mentioned this a couple years ago, while Vedina just mentioned it on a random post. This is pretty weird by itself, but let's go deeper. Number 2, they're both from Norway. This alone is pretty crazy, but I'll still go on. Number 3, Vendidad is just Dani Dev spelled backwards. I mean, come on, you gotta agree, that's just a little weird. Number 5, they have the same editing style. Let me just show you this clip.
Is the enemy, which is just a red bean, but he's a solid and reliable boy. So we're going to program a brain for him to make him a conscious red bean.
Got our jetpack bean into Unity, and then I did some googling, found some code for a toon shader, our toon shader.
There's a bunch of better examples, but I'm too lazy to get some. That's crazy by itself, but I'm not even getting started. Number 6, similar thumbnails and titles. I mean, just look at these examples. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be such a good editor and such a good game developer at the same time, while having all the other coincidences that I just listed. Well, if you still don't believe me, this is one last piece of evidence that will make you reconsider everything. Number 7. In this clip, you could clearly see Dani's jacket and his living room. I mean, you really can't defend this. Even the spots match up. I mean, just take a look at these. They're pretty much identical. If you're still not convinced that they're the same people, you're saying that there's a very talented indie game developer from Norway that's colorblind, that uses the same text and editing style as Dani, and has the same name just spelled backwards. Which, I mean, I guess is possible, just very unlikely. After all that evidence, it's pretty safe to say that Dani is Vendidad, except for a few exceptions. Like his voice, which both channels seem to have different voices.
Just a red bean, but he's a solid.
Got our jetpack bean into Unity.
There are only 2 reasons for this. A, it's one of his friends, or B, it's some sort of voice changer. I personally think it's a voice changer. After all of this, there's only 3 final outcomes. Number 1, there's just some random guy who's a super obsessed fan of Dani, who also happens to be colorblind, from Norway, and have the same editing style, which would explain why he has the same thumbnails. Or it could just be a friend of Dani's. Overall, this seems very unlikely. I mean, why would anybody try to be identical to Dani? I mean, he's great and all, but still. Outcome number 2. This outcome is an interesting way of promoting your game, because if a random person tried to be exactly like Dani, this would spark a lot of controversy online, trying to tell if this is really Dani or not. But overall, this will bring a lot of attention to his new game, Megabonk. And if you think about it, this is actually really smart, and will drive people like me crazy trying to figure out if this is actually Dani. But honestly, this is a big stretch, and I just think the last outcome is more possible. Outcome number 3, it's Dani. I mean, come on, after all this, you gotta think at least it's a possibility, but it's probably the most realistic answer. Especially after all the evidence I just showed you. But that just leaves the question, why would Dani do all of this? I mean, if you think about it, Dani is loved all across the internet. He has millions of fans waiting for him to re-arrive every single day. And yet he makes a new channel and makes a new game? It doesn't make any sense. This kept me up for days, wondering, why would he ever do something like this? Then I came up with 2 possible ideas. Number 1, the stress of making Carlson took over him. He's publicly stated that he physically can't make himself work on Carlson, which was supposed to be his dream game, which turned out to be a nightmare. And now he started a new account, a fresh new start, where he could work on new games without the worry of Carlson. This would make a lot of sense, considering why he hasn't posted on his main channel yet. But frankly, this is a very boring answer. So this is outcome number 2. This is where the theory really gets interesting. Once I found this out, it all started to come together. So Dani only has 68 videos on his main channel, which means if he posted another, it will be his 69th. Stay with me. So hear me out. You know how Dani loves to troll his fan base? What if he just popped out of nowhere with his 69th video saying how I trolled the internet? I mean, think about it. This is something Dani would definitely do. And just picture it. How I trolled the internet. It sounds crazy, but that's something Dani would definitely do. And I have evidence. In this tweet, some guy says, "When are you coming back?" "Soon," Dani said, "when I finish my game." Now what if that game was Mega Bonk? And now that he finished it, he's gonna upload the video. I mean, it's all coming together. The epic comeback of Dani. He might even drop a Carson trailer too. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the how Dani trolled the internet theory. So what do you think? Do you think Vetty that is Dani? Drop your take down below in the comments.